You know, a subject that's come up more and more, I think, in the church, and I hear it particularly from a lot of Christian men, is the challenges and struggles that many Christian men, and all men are facing, and women too, with pornography. I mean, everywhere in our culture today, you see the pornography is just everywhere. It's through the internet and through various sources today. It's really available for anyone at any age at any time. And so maybe for a brief moment, we're going to discuss why is pornography such a problem, and what is the concern that Christians should have about pornography? Well, I think first of all, we have to go back and ask ourselves, what is pornography about? Well, pornography is about sex. And very few people today have any understanding of what sex is about. Sex is not primarily about some physical expression between two people or multiple people. Sex is ultimately about covenant. All sexuality is a story about a covenant. It's about a union, a covenant, a relationship between a man and a woman, which is a picture of the covenant relationship that Christ has with the church, that God has with His people. And therefore, what we need to understand is what pornography does primarily is it attacks the covenant. It's not just that it attacks marriage, which it does, but what it really is doing, pornography is attacking the covenant. It's attacking this exclusive, loving relationship that God wants us to have with Him as His people. And therefore, when we watch pornography with all these different partners and different people that aren't married, one of the most important things to remember is not just the damage it does to marriage, but the damage it does to us spiritually. Because what it is really saying is that there isn't that unique covenant relationship between the Lord and His people reflected in marriage. That it's anything goes with anybody at any time. And this is very damaging to people because what it is saying is that God is not faithful. It begins to raise questions about that singular picture of marriage that was designed to point us to the greater picture of God's faithfulness to His people. And therefore, pornography begins to mess with our heads because it creates physical and emotional confusion, but ultimately it leads to spiritual confusion about God's fidelity that wants us to be shown through marriage between a man and a woman. So again, as we look at these things, it's not about sex, it's about the Lord. And as we go deeper with pornography, we'll always find that its problem is it's attacking God's great love affair with the human race. May God help us to have that insight and to flee from the things that take us away from Him.